Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the Kids Spot. You know, Jesus taught his followers a lot of important things when he was here on earth. As followers of Jesus, what are some things you think we should do? I can think of a few things. We should show God's love to others. We talked about that last week when we looked at forgiveness. We should make sure we offer that forgiveness that we talked about to people who hurt us. And we also should help others when we see that they are in need. That's called service, doing something for someone else that we see in need. That's what we're going to talk all about today, boys and girls. Because you see, in our story today, Jesus is teaching his disciples that it's important to serve others when they need help. We take care of each other in lots of ways. One of those ways is by showing God's love. We're going to talk about a few other ways that we can help and show that we are followers of Jesus to lots of people all around us who need to see that. It's an important part of being part of God's family. I hope you're excited to be with me today. I'm excited to be with you. Let's get up and get moving to this next song. It's called The Greatest Commandment.
Matthew 22, 37, 38. Matthew 22, Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first, this is the greatest commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first, this is the greatest commandment. Love, love, love. God is great, God is king. Love, love, love. Loving God is the greatest thing. Love, love, love. God is great, God is king. Love, love, love. Loving God is the greatest thing. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first, this is the greatest commandment.
Hey, Miss Jennifer. I am excited about what my family has planned for this weekend. You want to hear about it?
Oh, yes, Theo. I would love to.
Well, my parents have been teaching me about how important it is to help others. So this weekend, we are going to help some dogs that are less fortunate than us at the animal shelter. We are bringing food and toys to donate to them, and we are helping with other jobs that need to be done.
Wow, Theo, that sounds amazing. I'm so glad that your parents are teaching you such an important lesson. You know, Jesus teaches us in the Bible that we should find ways to be servants to those who are less fortunate than us. In fact, that is what our story is all about today. Want to hear it?
Sure, Miss Jennifer. I would love to.
Okay, boys and girls, It's time to see what our friends are up to today. The kids are uncertain about a new kid in church. Let's see who figures out a way to help him feel included and whose actions fall short.
What are we gonna do? Bert is sitting at our table. Why do we need a table?
We need to hold a meeting for the welcome committee.
Otherwise, we won't be able to assemble a care package for that refugee family that moved to our town.
And we can't start unless I have a hard surface to bang my gavel on.
Why don't we just ask him to move? Are you kidding? He's a weird, mysterious outsider.
With a checkered past.
Mimi, go tell him to move.
I'm not talking to him. You go talk to him.
I'm not talking to him.
Well, somebody has to talk to him.
Fine. I have to do everything.
Hi, Ruby.
Look, Bert, I don't want any trouble.
What?
Okay, just back off and lower your voice.
I'm sorry.
Sarcasm will get you nowhere. Listen, we are the official welcome committee, and we need this table to plan for a care package we're giving to a refugee family that just moved here.
Oh, they just moved here? Maybe I could help. My parents' business.
I'm sorry, we cannot permit the presence of outsiders in our efforts to assist outsiders. It would break the committee charter.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll move then.
That'd be great, thanks. Don't eat me!
I wasn't.
Ha! Listen, Bert. We can't make outsiders in our town feel welcome if you won't leave us alone.
But my family's business.
Don't think I don't know how to use this.
I'm not really sure about how to go back. I don't really want to actually do anything. How about you? I just want
Hey, Bert.
Hi, Leo.
What are you doing out here?
They needed the Sunday school room for their welcome committee meeting, and...
They kicked you out?
Well, it kind of felt like I was in the way.
They kicked you out.
I keep trying to tell them that my parents own a furniture store and could donate some things for that family's apartment. But they never let me finish a sentence.
You can just taste the irony, can't you? People working so hard to reach out to someone while simultaneously turning their backs on someone else. They'll see what they're doing eventually. Give them time. They'll come around.
It sure is taking a long time. A long, lonely time. What's that you're working on?
Oh, just finding parts for this new invention I'm working on. Hey, you want to help?
I'd like that, Leo. I'd like that a lot.
Come on.
For today's Bible story, we're going to take a look again at Jesus and the disciples. Just like last week when we saw Peter asking some tough questions about forgiveness, the disciples are back at it, asking Jesus more questions. They want to see how they can know that someone is a follower of Christ. who is and who is not. So they're looking for an answer from Jesus, and what they get really surprises them. Boys and girls, I want you to listen today to the story and listen for acts of service that you hear, things that we can do for others. Maybe make a little mark on a piece of paper, or make a mark inside of your head and see if you can remember how many things you hear Jesus tell us. Okay? We're going again in our Bibles to Matthew, which is in the New Testament, chapter 25, verses 31 through 46. And the title of this story in my Bible here today is Sheep and Goats. Kind of interesting. I wonder what Jesus has to tell us about the answer to this question. Let's listen. Jesus, how do you know who serves you and who doesn't? The disciples wondered. I know who serves me like a shepherd knows his sheep, Jesus explained. A shepherd knows how to tell a sheep from a goat. People who serve me are like my sheep. People who don't are like goats. We want to be like sheep, the disciples said eagerly. How can we serve you? When you serve other people, you serve me, Jesus smiled. When you feed someone who is hungry, you serve me. When you share your blanket with someone who is cold, you serve me. When you care for someone who is sick, you serve me. The disciples looked pleased with themselves. Of course they knew how to serve Jesus. But, Jesus warned, when people do not serve others, they do not serve me. Every time you ignore someone who needs your help, it is like ignoring me too. Uh-oh. The disciples looked at each other. They felt nervous as they started thinking about if they had ignored someone who needed help. How can we be sure to always serve you, Jesus? They asked. Help others. Share. Love each other, Jesus replied. God's kingdom is for those who show their love by serving others in need. Wow, what a good story today, boys and girls. Did you hear the different ways that Jesus said we could serve others? I think I counted 3 ways on my fingers that we could serve. When someone is hungry, you can serve them, he said. When someone is cold, you could share a blanket with them. When someone is sick, you could care for them. Lots of different ways here that Jesus challenges us to make sure we are serving others. Be careful of the ways Jesus said you don't serve. Every time you ignore someone who needs help, you are not serving Jesus. You've got to be mindful of that and make sure that we are doing all we can to serve the others that are around us, just like Jesus told us to. There are many ways we can serve each other, boys and girls, and many of you are doing those very things with your parents. Those of you that are Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts, I know you do things for the community to help and to serve. Lots of different things that we can do to let others see Jesus' love through us. Acts of service are ways that we follow God. Let's pray, boys and girls. Dear God, help us to be the best servants of you that we can be. Help us to remember that it's an important way to show God's love to others. Be with the boys and girls of Central Pres as they start to prepare to go back to school. Keep them safe and bring us all back together here at Central Pres really soon. In your name I pray, amen. Jesus called us to serve others. We don't have to do acts of service to earn God's love. But the love and sacrifice Jesus gave inspires us to respond by serving others. We serve a mighty God who is the waymaker, the miracle worker, the promise keeper, and our light in darkness. So let's sing all about it.
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you, I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa. Whoa. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Sing it loud now. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. That is who you
Boys and girls, now it is craft time. This week, I want to challenge you to do something a little bit different. I want to challenge you to serve others. You know, once a month our church participates in a program called Saturday Servants, where we pack and take a meal to those who are in need of it. I want to challenge you, as this month is coming to a close and our Saturday Servants is coming back around in September, to participate in this with your family. You can sign up. There will be an email coming out soon. If you can't participate this month, maybe you can try next month. Or you can find another program to get involved in, like maybe Family Promise. There are lots of different things that you can do right here at Central Pres to serve others and show God's love, just like we talked about in our story today. Boys and girls, God blesses all of us, and that means you, and that means me. Go, boys and girls, and bless the world. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Kids Spot. I'll see you back here next week. Until then, bye-bye.